So, very good afternoon, my dear student. Today, I am going to discuss about the introduction to our topic. Chapter is Introduction to Database and RDBMS, where we can see that how we can work with an access. That means SQL commands. Okay, so let us see what the SQL commands is doing. SQL. What do you mean by this SQL? SQL means that it defines a structured query language. That means structured query language. It is a standard language that is to be developed and used for accessing and modifying the relationship database. So in this particular SQL command, what we can find that we originally developed at an IBM research laboratory of St. John's, that in connection to this project what we are developing are prototypes, okay, for the relationship of the database. But the management, what we can find, the system R is was the early stage of 17th generation. Okay, so this is what we can find, that we do have a different type of system. So this, with the this thing, we can manage the work, we can do with the work. After that, what we can find, the SQL used to begin by many database system. Slowly there are some that MySQL, and then Postgres SQL, Oracle 8i. 8i will be there. Oracle different versions are there. For 8i is little bit easiest. Then SQLite, then Microsoft Server, isn't it? First and foremost, you have to find out that what are the things are there and how they are being capable of working. That means your SQL, that is the structured query language, how the thing will going to be structured. Okay, so this is the structure what we are creating. This is the structure what we are making. That each and every structure, it will going to have a different type of what structured form. That means structured query language. What is this structured query language is? Structured query language, that means when you write an application to anywhere, you require some form of the language, that means through which you can communicate yourself, through which you can pass the matter, through which you can work with the matter. So this is the thing what we can find, this is the thing what we can see, that there are the different pattern of queries, there are the different types of queries. So those the different patterns of queries or types of queries what has been said, that that will be implemented, those the language, query language, that query language which will be implemented, that will going to have from the SQL, what SQL server. That means we can use the SQL server and we can find that how the thing will be working. So MySQL, Oracle 8i, SQL server, etc, etc, so many things are there. So SQL means structured query language, easy to learn. It is very easy to learn as the streamline is compared to the descriptive English. Okay, other are not in the case of a sensitive study. Okay, so what we can find it, that those are different type of things, those are different type of implementations, that this particular implementation we can made it, we can form it, and we can design it. That means we have we must have the that particular pattern of confidence. Okay, the confidence level should be right. So SQL, we can use the SQL from here. Okay, so that is why we can say that we can use the SQL use for this particular purposes. That means we can manipulate it. Okay, any pattern of queries are there, any pattern of queries that we do have, all the queries, what can we do? We can manipulate it. Okay, so this is the manipulation that we can run. Manipulation for what? For our sake only. Manipulation for what? For doing our different pattern of work, isn't it? So this is what we can say, the manipulation is there. Now, infrastructure of the SQL. When you download the SQL, I have shown you also. Here also I am taking the picture and I am showing you that when you download the source, okay, when you download the data source, this particular data source, what we find, that each and every data source what is there, all the data source will be what? Will be appreciated in a different way. Appreciated means not that appreciation. Appreciation means here the work. The work will be done in different ways. So how you will open SQL? Okay, how we will open the SQL? First and foremost, you have to download it, and after downloading it, complete all the process. You will see MySQL version will be available here, isn't it? So SQL in case and insensitive, it means the name and the name are same for SQL. If you write name in a small letter, if you write name in a capital letter, all the thing will become very common to SQL. So there, what we can find it that each and every line is terminated with a semicolon. When we complete a line should be terminated with a semicolon. Okay, and there we can use what SQL greater than sign. This particular greater than sign, what it is talking about. This is the particular greater than sign what they are talking about. This particular greater than sign means the sign they will be taken, isn't it? So those the values what are there, those the values what is what we are going to find that each and every values are there, they has got a very unique identity of it. Okay, very unique responsibility of it. Clear? So this is what we can see, this is what we can find, that we can do the implementation of our child, that they can get a good future. Now see here, when we are talking about it, we must know the data type of it. What is the data type? Data type means the values, the attribute, each and every attribute what we find, that there is a specified data type on it. Okay, so these the particular data type what are there, these the particular data sections what are there. So each of this particular data section what we see it, that they are being performed in a very systematic way. They are performing, they are using a numerical date, time and function. After that, what all this data type have the string. Okay, they are made up of string, so like chain, varchar, int, okay, float, date, all these things, where a character will going to set from 0 to 255, where it can set at least, I can set the one length. Okay, where can means a character pattern of variable. What is the variable? One length, length, length. So this thing can be also entered to it. What is the output will going to come? Okay, so this is how we can use the particular thing. INT means internet service provider, and they require the byte that is not configured. Okay, so those the thing what we can find it, that the number what is given, number are needed to be configured in a very proper way, so that there can be a big name, big issues, big lecture, all these things are there. So when we fixed the thing, when we make the thing in this particular way, so what the name I have said is a big lecture, big speech, big thoughts, all these things, they are also what, they are also the length that to be calculated. Now float means what, that is a floating point, either the decimal, either the integer. And date means what, that this is the date format time. The year, you have to write the year, then month, then the day. Okay, so this is how we can see, this is how we can find it, that we do have this pattern of strategy where we can implement. Y will be 4 digit, M we can do with 2 digit, and other for the month you can use the 2 digit. Okay, so this is how you can see, this is how you can find it. See here at the down, I take a pause. This is the only reason to see the thing. Yes, this is the space in a down, this is the space in a down, this is what, year, then what, then the month, this is the month, then the what, day, that particular day. So this way the thing will going to arrange and we can work on it. Okay, so creating of Linux, in the creating of a database, what you can find, we are creating the Linux also. Like when we write create database name, huh? So this particular database name, what it will going to show to create the database uh, called class uh, 8 or 9. Okay, so that particular boy has a huge database. So what we are doing, we are just bifurcating the database. So this is how what we can do the work, isn't it? Linux means what, Linux is an environment where the name of a database are table, and the case sense, there will be a case sense will be generated. Okay, so this is the thing what we can find, that we have a different type of practical in front of us, we have to do a different two of the different types of implementation. Now in this DBMS, what we can find, DBMS has the multiple data pattern. DBMS has the multiple data pattern. So each and every data pattern, what is that? See here, one query I have written with the help of an use command. So what it has done, use student name attention. That means what that all her attention what is there has been used up, or it has been taken up. Okay, database will going to change. In initially what we find, when you give to colors, when you make this particular thing, we want to see all the tables, then what you can do, you can implement show tables. Okay, so if you implement show tables, the table will going to arrive in front of you. Now, original fact is that you have to create the database. You have to create all the things. Now, see here how to create a database. First, you will write create table, then the table name. Okay, then attribute one. What is the attribute? Then their data type and the constant. So this way the thing will go. As soon as you do this pattern of improvement, we can find it that our work will also going to improve. That means we must use a display specified. We must use the work improvement specified, isn't it? So all these certain conditions when is what restricted, then we can impose the particular thing, and we can say by default what happened, the default there will be what null value can be shown. Okay, null value can be shown. So this is how we can find, this is how we can see that how the particular structure is working. Now see here, I have taken some table. See the student table, the guardian tables, and the attendance tables. There I have given some information. So those the information what are there. They ask that what is the type of type means what. Then you have to say that you have find out the what is the type, isn't it, by understanding. So what you have to understand the type, right? Roll number. Okay, then what type you will give? Roll number is that particular consists of a maximum 3 digits. If you give numeric field, what type you will give it? An integer type. Now constant you will give it as a primary key. Okay, then s name. S name what will be? S name will be your length. Length is what type? Varchar patterns. It will be null. Similarly, what we find it that there are the different type of values, as you see, guide name, phone number. So all these things we can do and we can implement them. Okay, so we can implement them. So this is the thing what we can find. This is the thing what we can see, that when we are using it, when we are finding it, we can do this particular pattern. See here, create table. So I have created the table, create table student, roll number, then varchar is date of birth, then the guide is cat type, primary key, roll number. So this is the way how we can make them and how we can work on it. Okay, so what we are giving this sign, that means this particular sign. This sign is what this symbol indicates. It is a continuation. Comma. When we write anything, we should give a comma. Okay, and when we end it, we should give the semicolon. See here, this particular bracket is open, this bracket is closed here. Okay, so bracket open, bracket is closed here, and all the thing what we are describing, like date, no need of giving a specification, because date will come by its own pattern. But varchar, when we are giving, we need to give the specification. Integer also we are not giving any specification there. So this is how you can do it. So see here, this the describer command in the SQL. Describe command means what? This particular command will going to show you the structure of the table. See here, when it has written DESC student. Okay, so when it is written DESC student, so as it is written DESC student, you can see here those the particular thing, those the particular pattern will going to come. Okay, so total structure will be in front of us. Okay, so this is the total structure what is in front of us, what we find. See here, this the total structure is in front of us. So field data type null, which is primary key, what is the default, everything is there. Show tables one we will going to do, that means it will going to show you only the tables. Okay, so this is how the thing can be done. So thank you students, today I am ending my session here. Thank you all.